Howdy everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be going over how to upload sound effects packs to the Fab Marketplace through Unreal Engine. It's a pretty simple process, you just need to know what to do it, and once you do, it's super easy. Just there are a couple little steps that you need to be made aware of. So I like to start with making my actual listing. So for this pack that I'm uploading, it's a free version of one of my paid packs. So I'll just kind of go through here and you can see what options, you just fill it out. I'm sure you can figure everything out, but I will just show you all the settings that I choose. Not really too important. And then the next step, we're going to go into Unreal Engine and make sure you're updated to the most recent. At the time of filming this, I believe it's 5.6. And you're going to want to click on Games and open up a blank project and just name it whatever your project name is. Alright, and I cut right there, but it may take you a little while to open up that project, even if it's just a blank file. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Edit and go to Plugins and type in Modeling Tools Editor Mode. You just need to uncheck this and it's going to restart. Okay, and now we're back. We've restarted. That's just something that's on by default, but we don't need it, and it'll actually get kicked back. If you submit a sound effects pack with that enabled, Fab will kick it back to you and tell you to disable it and then re-upload it. And the next step is we're going to go down in the bottom left here to the content drawer and go to content, and we are going to add a new folder and title this whatever your pack is going to be called. So I'm just going to do an abbreviation. So now we have our folder. We're going to need two specific folders in here now. So one waves folder as well as one cues folder. Okay, and now we're going to take the folders that make up the sound pack and drag it into our waves folder. And that should just take a moment. And then I'm going to take those same folders and drag them into our cues folder. We're going to delete those from the cues folder in a moment, but it's going to help with our file structure, folder structure. And before we go any further, as you can see, I have these filters here. Those aren't going to be there by default. So you're going to go over here in the filter menu, and I believe you're going to have to go, in all filters and then audio. And you want to have sound cue and sound wave checked. It's going to make this a whole lot easier. So now that we have our filters set up, I'm going to go to cues and select sound wave, and we don't need any of these. So I'm on a Mac, I'm going to select one and hit Command A. That'll select everything, and I'm just going to hit delete. We don't need any of these. Delete. So now we have a blank cues folder, but we have the folder structure, and this is a free version of the pack, so I don't have all the sound effects, but the folder structure is the same as my in-depth pack. So quite an in-depth file structure. So we wouldn't want to have to, manually recreate this. It's just a nice way to get it all in there, but still have empty for what we're going to do in the next step. So in the next step, you're going to be in the waves folder. Use the same command as before, Command A, just select everything. And then you're going to right click and click on Create Multiple Cues. Okay, so now we have a duplicate of every sound. And we can filter. This is really handy. I'm just going to close this. Okay, so now looking in our waves folder, we can see that there are 121 sound waves and 121 sound cues. So we have an equal number of each, and that's perfect. That's exactly what you want because one sound wave should equal one sound cue, and they should all correspond with each other. So now the next step is to get all of our sound cues that are in this into the cues folder. We don't want them in the waves folder, we want them in the cues folder. So that's when this filter comes in handy. Now this part can be a tiny bit tedious. I think this is the best way to do it. You go folder by folder. So it's not too bad, and I won't show you all of this, but I want to take all the sound cues from my attacks folder and drag them into my cues, and you hit move instead of copy, because you don't want anything in your waves folder that belongs in the cues folder. So now, as you can see, all the cues have been moved from our waves folder to our cues folder, and you just repeat that for every single folder that you have. Okay, so I just finished that, and I have a pretty complex folder structure for my pack here, and it took me a little under 5 minutes, so it's not too bad, even if you have a lot to do. Okay, so the next step that we're going to have to take care of is when we create these cue files and move them, they automatically have this suffix added to them, _cue. So we need a corresponding naming convention for the wave files as well. So we're going to go over to our waves folder and filter by sound wave, and then select everything in this file, and we have batch rename, and I believe that's a new feature. I have distant memories back like a year or two ago when I was uploading a pack, like having to rename individually every single file, and I don't know if I was doing it optimally back then, but I believe this is a new feature in one of the more recent updates. So we are going to do add suffix, and I'm going to do .wave. You need to have it be the same, so you can't have like a prefix for the waves and a suffix for the cues, so just be mindful, keep it consistent, and every single time I do this, it automatically adds a suffix to the cues, so I just keep it consistent and add a suffix to the waves. So apply. Alright, and now as you can see, every single file has _wave at the end of it. Okay, so that's going to be every action we need to do inside of Unreal Engine. Last thing we need to do is get it outside of Unreal Engine, so we're going to go to File and Zip Project. Okay, and that's zipped up now. Okay, and then the next step you're going to need to take care of is uploading it to some sort of file sharing service. So I chose Google Drive. I use that for everything. And just make sure whatever service you're using that the link is shareable. Because by default, Google Drive, it's a restricted link. So just make sure it's anyone that has the link can access it. So I just uploaded that, and then you're going to go to your listing and add new format, Unreal Engine, and you're going to paste that link in there and title it whatever you want. And for supported engine version, you're just going to do the most recent one, whichever one you have updated to most recently. For me, it's 5.6. And for this one here, supported target platforms, I think you just do everything, because sound effects aren't really specific. And this is what I do all the time, and it hasn't gotten kicked back. And version notes, I think you can just leave blank and hit confirm. Alright, and here it'll give you a few more things to fill out. Just asset package here for distribution method, and then you can fill out some details here if you want to give some information to some potential customers. Alright, howdy everybody, it's Cade from a few days in the future here. So it did get kicked back to me from Fab over the description, but it seems kind of inconsistent, the rules they make you follow. So I submitted it with this much filled out, and they spit it back saying that I needed more and told me everything to fill out, and I didn't even fill out everything they told me to fill out. I just added this, and then now it's good. As you can see, it's live in the top left corner. And I have other packages that have less than this, and it went through fine. So if they kick it back to you, I don't know. I don't know if it just differs depending on which person is reviewing your thing, and they might hold it to different standards depending on who's looking at it. I don't know, but just fill out as much as you can, I guess. I just didn't feel like filling out everything and just thought I'd try again, adding another little thing, and they accepted it. So I don't know exactly, but fill out as much as you can. And I'm not going to go over it in this video, but you can also upload Unity files as well. It's pretty simple. I think in the future I'm going to do another video on how to upload to the Unity asset store, and then you just upload the file here when it exports as well. That one is a lot more straightforward, less steps, doesn't have any of the cues or anything like that. So that one's going to be an easier video. Alright, and then you're ready to submit for review, and the team at Fab is really good. They get back to you really soon. I've had instances where, I upload around midnight, and then I go to sleep and I see that they emailed me at like 1 a.m., with whatever feedback I need or confirming that it's okay. So if there is an issue, you'll know really soon, and they give a really detailed list on how to improve, what you've done wrong. They have very good communication at Fab. And then you're going to want to choose automatic publication and confirm. Alright, and I'll cut to after I hear back from Fab. Alright, so as you saw in that little cutaway, it is live right now. Even with that little back and forth I had with Fab, having to resubmit, it only took a day or two. So working with Fab is super easy and quick, and they're really good about telling you what to do and what to fix, and make it really straightforward. So I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you so much for watching.